Oh, thank you, DJ Lilium. It's yet another Monday. We are going to have edutainment. This is education and entertainment, as we do it every Monday. My name is Wanjiku Ambogo, the co-founder and treasurer of Ecobiz Sacco. I have my guest who will be speaking to us. One who is very passionate about the girl child. Let's talk about the girl child and finance today. Thank you, Linda.
Asante sana Wanjiku.
You are our guest today. We are happy that you could make it such a short notice. And I know you're very passionate about the girls. But again, first of all, who is Linda?
Asante sana Wanjiku. It's a pleasure to be here with you and the Ecobiz family. And indeed, today we are here for entertainment and education, edutainment, as we have had before. I am Linda Shuma, as has been preceded to say, a mother, a daughter, a mentor, a politician, and many other things is what could be used to describe me. And indeed, I am passionate about women, girls, and youth. I run, together with a colleague, a community-based organization called Women and Girls Empowerment that started as far back as 2014. We have worked with different communities around Mombasa County, doing several things. Our main areas of focus are life skills, education, and mentoring. So we do mentoring of girls and boys in secondary school. We do nurturing of talent as a way of developing life skills and letting people know that there is a lot of ways that children can develop, especially there is a lot of ways that people can earn an income. We are especially passionate about the arts. I know this is an artistic show, and we are passionate about the arts. We have nurtured theater actors, film actors since 2015, and we have a group of young people that we have worked with from 2015 called Straight Edge. So that is just some of the things that we do without dabbling too much into everything that we do.
Great. The line of creatives, the line of artists is especially the theme that we are carrying on with this week. And I also know you are an artist. I remember that group of youth that the theater group, they acted at some point at Little Theater Club.
Yes.
And I think that is one of, as Ecobiz Sacco, we sponsored that event, right?
Yes, you did.
I remember that week. And now, today, during COVID, we are all affected. Creatives, artists, SMEs, everybody. And I've also seen you go out there. I know you've been carrying a lot of interviews in various spaces. I've also seen you interact with the girls in places where even offering sanitary towels. So I've been following you a lot, clearly.
Thank you for that. We appreciate your support as women and girls.
I know. So what would you like to tell these girls? Because my interest mostly is in money. Say spendings, savings. What is this message that you'd like to send out there?
I think for me, the most important message is that as women and as girls, we need to get to a place where we are proactive about our earnings, we are proactive about saving that which we get and which we come across whenever we do. We have the next 5 months with a lot of our young girls out of school, out of college, and at home, with our homes generally being financially strained because a lot more people are not able to go out and earn their daily living how they did. From the basic mama wa kufua who would go out and wash clothes every day to be able to earn something, she's not able to do that now because people don't want other people that don't necessarily stay with them coming into their spaces. the marketplace has also been disrupted. So how else are we able to gain an income? As we look at creativity, one of the things that I would urge a lot of people to look at is, what can we do around the arts? Are we able to do some beadwork and get it out there? Because that is work that you can do on your own. Are we able to work on some paintings, for example? And as you work on the painting, as you work on the beadwork, for example, those are things that would help you also relieve the stress that you could be going through. Creativity is things around writing. I know you have been writing in the recent past, and writing is a form of creativity. Are we able to get our thought processes going and do things like that? Because writing is one of those things that can earn you an income without you having to interact with people. If you are able to write a good piece, you can easily have it published in a local paper or an alternative journal. So things such as that. Are we able to encourage our children to do such things? Because then, as we deal with staying at home, as we deal with these restricted times, we also tend to get very frustrated. So we need to find a way to relieve the pressure that is coming upon us as adults and as children. And those are just some of the things. Another creative thing that people could do is gardening. And I am encouraging people to garden in agunia, garden in tires, garden in a drum. Let us use those alternatives that are easily available to us. We may not have the space for a shamba per se, but we do have things such as tires, old water bottles, 5 liters, 10 liters, make excellent space within which we can plant some sukuma, plant some mboga. Because another thing that we're experiencing right now is lack of food because of lack of income. And if we grew our own food to a certain extent, for example, the vegetables, the sukuma, the mchicha, the kunde, the tomato, the dania, the kitungu, then the only thing we probably need to look out for is the unga or the mchele to make wali. So those are some of the things I'm encouraging people to do. To keep us occupied, it's very exciting to see seeds grow into plants and harvest and put food on your table. From a simple seed to food on your table. So it's a very exciting process for anyone who's willing to be able to go into it. It can actually be a very easy income earner, because as you grow your vegetables and you'll probably grow more than you can consume in your home, and you can now sell to your friends and neighbors as well.
Wow. Some of these things that Linda is talking about, they're practical things that I know you would do. So even as you listen to her, they are not just ideas of what other people should do. It's something that she's doing on the ground. Even as Aria, when we interacted before this interview, she has shown me photos of her small shamba. She has bananas, she has grown mangoes. I mean, they're real. Maybe looking at her, you think she wouldn't be able to do such things. But somehow, this is what artists and creatives are doing. And there's something I like to say, and it's happening a lot during COVID, that this is the planting season. Maybe you may not even earn from the works we are doing. You may not make money from the beadworks that you shall do or the paintings that you shall do today. You may not get a customer because the whole economy is affected in terms of the cash flows that are going around. But you just may never know when this will bring money to your table. And then as we do it, and you rightly put it, when you're able to plant this food and you are able to, cook kales from your shamba, then it saves you the 50 bob that you have to take to somebody else. That in a way is also some sort of a saving, and it's also an income, because you would have, you're using that 50 bob today again, maybe kusiaga mahindi. So instead of maybe just going to the shops, it might be easier to go to a kosher mill and buy cheaper unga. So these are some of the options that you're trying to bring along that are practical. I've also looked at my own home personally and seen, I think we're also cooking too much. I don't know. And maybe because we're also working more, there was a bit of travel. Life was life. Life was busy. But do we still need to continue to cook like that even today?
I think we need to just think a lot more about how we're eating and what we're eating, when we're eating as well. As you're saying, we probably are eating a lot more than we need to be eating. We are also eating a lot of the wrong things because we find ourselves idle. We are snacking on a lot of the wrong things as opposed to healthier options. So it's just some of those things that we need to be very conscious of as people, to think through exactly what am I eating, when am I eating it, how am I eating it, how are we preparing what we are eating. I know one of the things that I have been very conscious about is I have tried to reduce the amount of frying I'm doing in my home. And what I am doing, things like potatoes, chicken, meat, I simply...
Tumbukiza.
Tumbukiza is one option. Another is to just throw it to the oven and let it just cook, so you use less oil in that way. I have read somewhere recently that I love potatoes, and I think you know that. But even as I do that, one of the other things I'm doing is eating my potato with the peel. So I am washing out my potatoes and throwing them in the oven together with the peel. Or even on the few days that I actually deep fry, I fry it with the peel, because potato peels are apparently very good for our bodies as antioxidants. So it is one of those things that we need to be more conscious about doing. Ensuring that we are eating healthy food, especially because we are probably not walking as much. We are not running around as much. But another thing that people need to be consciously doing is finding a way to exercise, so that we are not running the risk of sitting in front of our computers the whole day in Zoom meetings, one after the other, and barely no movement. If we're not careful, the DVT we suffered through flying from one place to another is the same DVT we shall suffer from sitting on our chairs watching Zoom meetings and TV and movies. So we need to be very conscious about the exercise that we are getting involved in.
And I even like the bit where you mentioned that by doing some of this handwork, then we're also taking care of our mental wellness in a way. When you bead, when you draw, when you write, you kind of pour yourself out. And this also takes me back to the point, like, that if you're not doing these things, then sometimes then you end up wanting to exercise more with your mouth than the legs, so to say. So you end up just eating because there's nothing you're doing. If you're not working with your hands, if you're not walking, then you end up just eating. And that has also happened to me. You know, I'm feeling I'm full, but I still want to eat.
You just want to nibble on something.
Yes, and I remember my son just told me one day when I said that, I was like, hey, I need to, I feel like eating, but I'm full. It's like, Mom, just have a chewing gum.
Cheat your mind that you're eating.
Cheat your mind that you're eating. So, I mean, we're also getting creative as we go along. We're also having enough reflective times. So, for that feeling that you have, I think it doesn't bite me to just keep it. Although there's a friend of mine again who told me that money doesn't tell you to save, it tells you spend me. But I think it's about time where we have to think like, do I need this item now? That's one question that we need to ask ourselves. Do I need this item now?
Prioritize.
Can it wait? Can somebody else even do this? And who is this? So if you're able to answer like those 4 questions, then you don't even have to rush into any spending decision.
Yes, I agree that it's hard to come by the shilling at the moment as it is. And for that reason, we need to prioritize our spending and figure out exactly what do we spend our money on, how, why, where. I think it's probably been a good time because probably we are doing less restaurant eating, less entertainment, quote unquote. But even as we have not been going out a lot of homes, I think, run the risk of overspending. I know at the beginning of this whole COVID-19 situation, we went out and did panic buying and probably experienced a lot of wastage from our panic buying because we bought too much food that wasn't properly stored. We ended up throwing it, and that's lost shillings.
And overeating it.
Overeating.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful about even what we are buying. Do we need to buy it now? Can it wait? So that we avoid wastage of food in our homes. Because every time you buy mboga and you end up throwing out some of it, that means you have wasted some shillings. Every time you overcook, for example, and you end up having to throw because the food has gone bad, that's some wasted shillings. So we need to think a lot more about everything that we're doing and how can we save a shilling here, save a shilling there, and probably something else. Even as we save, we also need to think about our neighbors and see how to help our neighbors, because there's a lot of people that are going through harder times than we are. There's a lot of people that are in need. So how can we reach out to them? Where can we reach out to them? And even as we do that reaching out, can we do reaching out in a sustainable way? One of the activities that women and girls have done in this COVID time was give out seeds to one of the communities that we went in to work with. And one of the things that we did in that community was we gave them a water tank and required them to gutter their roof so that they can be able to collect rainwater. And that just means that you're easing water collection, ensuring that there is sanitization going on in this time that we need to constantly wash our hands. And we gave them seeds for vegetables. We gave them seeds for mchicha, navu, mabiringanya, and they have actually begun to harvest. And in fact, even brought us some of that fruit to our homes and said, thank you very much. So that is how we could reach out. You probably don't necessarily need to give somebody fish for today. Teach them how to fish. So in that situation, how did we teach them to fish? Give them the seeds, plant, and continue to harvest. And with most of those vegetables, you can continue to get seeds from them that will continue to grow. So there's a lot of sustainability as well. So even as we reach out to different people in our community, let's see how to do it in a sustainable way.
Excellent. I can't agree with you more. And back to the finance conversation again. This sustainability, I also look at the sustainable economic empowerment. I know I'm in the lending space. There are times that I lend, say, through Nyani Capital, and I don't need to ask you for any savings. You'll come with your need, say it's your LPO, and I'll finance you 100% of cost. That tends to be a little higher charge than when you have saved. And this is where the Sacco also comes in. So Ecobiz Sacco gives you the platform that the little we are talking about that we're able to save today, then if you save it, if you keep it aside, away from yourself, and that is why you save it with the circle, say, even if it's 20 bob a day, it doesn't have to be much, because today there's little less really coming into our hands. 20 bob a day. Are you able to spare 20 bob a day? If you're able to do that for 40 days, for 20 days, you have 400 bob. For 3 months, 1,200. I'm sure there's a person there who can do 50 bob a day, 100 a day. But somehow, we don't action to do this. And what COVID has taught us today is that, do you know we were ready to start saving? We were. In 2019, we were ready. But maybe when we spoke to you, said you're not ready, ngojea kidogo, madam. Now that COVID has come, hey, the conversation is back. We are still ready, but maybe with little less. So what I would urge us to do is to take action today. I keep on saying COVID may come back in a different name. So how will it find you? Would you like it to find you the way it found you this year? Or in a different way? So at Ecobiz Sacco, we offer you a platform to save on a daily basis. I know the registration is 550. There's a share capital for 1,000. That is not refundable to you even the time that you exit. But then you may not have the 1,550 today. But you can make that 1,550 in a month by putting aside 50 bob. So there is a chance for you to make it possible that for the first 1 month, you're able to secure your registration and your share capital. From there, you still can save your 1,500 in a month by just putting aside 50 shillings. So we don't know when COVID will come, but I believe in another form probably. In a year,
when it's ending.
In 2 years. And that money will also accord you a chance, once you've saved for 6 months, a chance to borrow the same amount times 2 or times 3, so that you can be able to grow to your next desired level. So that's the conversation we have been having with creatives. That is the conversation we've been having with SMEs. And what a better time than to start now. So we are here, and through our pay bill number 841816. Our pay bill number is 841816. Start your journey. Put in the amount and put in your ID number. Let's talk to you and start this conversation. Linda, do you want to take up the challenge?
I think I should.
Yes, that's the challenge that we're offering today, so that your tomorrow is actually different. So, Linda, what is your last words as we conclude our conversation?
As we conclude this conversation, indeed, there is no better day to start saving than today. I echo that from yourself, because it is something that you constantly say at many different platforms. It is one of those things that can be put to you and to your name as a trademark, that there is no better day to start saving than today.
I want to believe that you're inspired. At Ecobiz Sacco, we try to be as practical as we can get. So I hope that conversation from today will put you into action. And now, we would like to give you an opportunity to save with us. Make it 50 bob a day, 20 bob a day. It's your money. You'll have something at the end of the day. We are located on Fraha Plaza, Mikuruma Road, on the 5th floor. This is in Mombasa town. If you can't reach where we are, please call us. Our number is 0704 374 651. You can also hit our page, Ecobiz Sacco Facebook page. You can also leave your contacts there or talk to us through the messenger. Looking forward to hearing from you and us starting a relationship.